Right now, 12 degrees Celsius in London, but minus 10 in the Scottish Highlands. That is a 22-degree temperature swing across one single country. And if you are watching this from Manchester, Liverpool, or anywhere in the north, what is heading your way tonight could catch you completely off guard. But here is the thing, most forecasts will not tell you. The 8th of February is statistically one of the coldest days of the entire month in several major British cities. Not the 15th, not the 20th, the 8th, today. And I have the exact data to prove it. Before we go any further, if you stick with me for just the next 30 seconds, I will give you the precise hour-by-hour breakdown for your region, so you know exactly when the rain starts, when the cold hits hardest, and when you will get your one narrow window of decent weather today. And at the 5-minute mark, I am going to reveal which city in Britain has the highest chance of waking up to snow tomorrow morning. Most people will guess wrong. Now drop a comment right now telling me where you are watching from. Your city, your town, your village. I read every single one, and I will reply with a specific forecast tailored to your area. The more specific you are, the better I can help you. Let us start where everyone expects. London, 12 degrees Celsius today. That sounds almost pleasant for February, does it not? But here is the twist. The long-term historical average for London on this date is only 7 to 8 degrees. So today is running a full 4 to 5 degrees warmer than it should be. Why? A pulse of mild Atlantic air has pushed across southern England, and it is creating conditions that feel more like late March than early February. But do not be fooled. That mildness comes with a price. London typically sees around 12 days of rainfall during February, 37 millimeters across the whole month, and the 8th is not going to be the exception. Light drizzle will creep in during the afternoon, that fine, persistent London drizzle, the kind you barely notice until you realize your coat is soaked through. Cloud cover will dominate all day. If the sun breaks through at all, you will get perhaps 2 hours of weak sunshine, and that is being generous. Wind speeds will stay moderate, but enough to add a real bite when you are standing at the bus stop or walking across an open park. Now, here is what most people in the southeast do not realize. Brighton, just 60 miles south of London, is a completely different story today. Temperatures there drop to only 7 to 8 degrees during the day and 4 to 5 degrees at night. But the real issue is the wind. Brighton sits right on the coast, exposed, and February rainfall there hits 89 millimeters, more than double what London gets. If you are in Brighton today, you are not dealing with London drizzle. You are dealing with proper coastal rain driven sideways by sea wind. Southampton, same story, 4 to 9 degrees, but that English Channel breeze will make it feel like you have stepped into a freezer. If you are anywhere along the southern coast today, add an extra layer. I am serious. The thermometer says one thing, your body will tell you something very different. Now, I promised you city by city detail, so let us move west. And do not skip ahead, because the southwest has a surprise that the Met Office data makes very clear. Bristol, 9 degrees during the day, 4 degrees at night, fairly standard for February. About 46 millimeters of rain spread across 3 to 4 wet days this month, and today might actually be one of the drier ones. But the sky, stubbornly overcast from dawn to dusk, no sunshine, none. If you are in Bristol and you see blue sky today, take a photograph because it will be a Collector S item. Bath, just down the road, sits at about 8 degrees during the day, 3 degrees at night. Perfect weather for a winter walk through the Roman ruins, but only if you have dressed properly. Fresh, bracing air, beautiful city. Just do not underestimate that damp cold. But Plymouth. Now, Plymouth is where things get interesting. Perched on the far southwestern tip of England, Plymouth takes whatever the Atlantic Ocean decides to throw at it. And in February, the Atlantic is not gentle. Temperatures range from 5 to 9 degrees, but the relentless sea wind will make it feel dramatically colder. Rain could arrive at any hour. And along the coastlines of Cornwall and Devon, gusts could exceed 30 kilometers per hour during the afternoon. If you live in Plymouth, you already own a waterproof. If you are visiting, buy one before you leave the car park. Right, we are about to head into the Midlands, and this is where the frost warnings begin. Do not miss what I am about to tell you about Birmingham, because if you are driving early tomorrow morning, this could save you from a very nasty surprise. Birmingham, 7 degrees during the day, but the overnight low drops to just 1 degree Celsius. 1 degree. That is right on the edge of freezing. And here is the critical detail. Frost will form on road surfaces and exposed ground during the early hours of Sunday morning. If you are a motorist in the Birmingham area, please exercise extreme caution. Black ice is a real possibility. Birmingham averages 3 to 4 days of actual snowfall during February, and with temperatures hovering this close to zero, the possibility of snow cannot be entirely ruled out. 20 millimeters of rainfall spread across about 10 days this month, and today could deliver cold rain that flirts with sleet as temperatures drop after dark. Oxford, 9 degrees during the day, 3 at night, cloudy with light winds and a chance of afternoon rain. Nothing dramatic, but nothing cheerful either. Cambridge, 3 to 8 degrees, and here is the hidden danger. Morning fog. East Anglia is notorious for thick February fog that settles in the flat terrain and refuses to budge until mid-morning. If you are driving through Cambridgeshire or anywhere in East Anglia before 10 o'clock this morning, visibility could be severely reduced. 61 millimetres of rain this month spread across 4 major wet days. Now, remember I said at the 5-minute mark I would reveal which city has the highest chance of snow tomorrow. We are almost there. But first, let us talk about the north because the numbers up here are genuinely striking. Manchester, 7 degrees during the day, 2 degrees overnight. But here is the statistic that stops you in your tracks. According to long-term climate records, the 8th of February is historically one of the single coldest days of the entire month in Manchester. The average minimum temperature over many years of data is recorded at just 0.8 degrees Celsius. Manchester gets only 3.4 hours of sunshine per day in February. That is less sunlight than some cities in Scandinavia. Snow is not unusual, 2 to 3 days of snowfall typically, accumulating around 19 millimetres. Today, significant snowfall is unlikely, but cold rain mixed with sleet is a real possibility, especially during the evening hours. Liverpool, 3 to 8 degrees, but Liverpool's position on the western coast means it catches the full force of Atlantic winds. The wind chill will cut right through you. February in Liverpool averages a remarkable 15 days of rain, 15 out of 28 days. That is more rainy days than dry ones. And the sea temperature off the coast sits at just 7.4 degrees. That moisture-laden onshore wind creates that heavy, leaden, grey atmosphere that defines the northwest in winter. Do not go anywhere. What I am about to share about the northeastern Scotland contains the most dramatic numbers in this entire forecast. Leeds, 8 degrees during the day, 4 at night. York, that ancient walled city, 9 degrees, dropping to 3. Both cities sit in the Vale of York, where cold North Sea winds sweep across the flat terrain with nothing to stop them. That penetrating chill cuts right through every layer you are wearing. Morning frost is routine. If you are in York, expect a thin white veil of ice on rooftops and pavements when you open the curtains this morning. Newcastle upon Tyne, 8 degrees during the day, 4 at night on paper. But the North Sea winds push the feels like temperature significantly lower. Here is the shocking part. Newcastle is one of the cities most exposed to Arctic air masses that track southward across the North Sea. And on days like today, the wind chill in Newcastle can rival some Scandinavian cities. Light rain and strong winds all day for the people of Newcastle now. Scotland. And this is the reveal I promised you, Edinburgh. The 7th of February is actually the coldest day on average across the entire month of February in Edinburgh, with minimum temperatures capable of dropping to 0.7 degrees. The 8th, today, is only fractionally warmer. Highs of just 5 to 6 degrees, overnight lows between 1 and 2 degrees. Edinburgh averages between 19 and 20 days of measurable precipitation in February. Rain falls on almost every single day. Snow is a real factor, 2 to 3 days of snowfall, accumulating about 24 millimetres. Tonight, with temperatures flirting with freezing, rain could turn to sleet or wet snow during the early hours, and humidity runs between 86 and 88%, which gives Edinburgh's cold a raw, damp quality that sinks into your bones. But the answer to my question, which city has the highest chance of snow, is Glasgow. Glasgow faces the most challenging conditions of any major British city today. February is the month with the heaviest snowfall in Glasgow across the entire year. 3.9 days of snow on average, accumulating up to 49 millimetres. That is roughly double Edinburgh's snowfall. Double. Daytime temperatures reach only 5 to 6 degrees, with overnight readings potentially dipping below freezing. Glasgow sits on the west coast, caught between Atlantic weather systems and cold air from the north, which makes its weather remarkably unpredictable. You could enjoy weak sunshine in the morning and find yourself trudging through sleet by lunchtime. Wind speeds in Glasgow run higher than most other British cities, and the real field temperature can easily drop several degrees below zero. And the Scottish Highlands? That is a different league entirely. Subpolar conditions at altitude. Temperatures at the summits can plunge to -5 or even -10 degrees Celsius. Gale-force winds across the peaks. Heavy snow cover is normal. Stunningly beautiful, but genuinely dangerous if you are not prepared. Proper winter kit, check local forecasts, and tell someone your route before you set out. Now let us cover Wales and Northern Ireland before I give you the essential survival tips for today. Cardiff, 9 degrees during the day, 3 to 4 at night. February is technically the snowiest month of the year in Cardiff, though in practice, snow at sea level rarely amounts to much. 9 rainy days this month, 22 millimetres total. Today brings scattered light showers, but nothing too troublesome. Grey skies with occasional fleeting brightness. But North Wales, around Snowdonia, or Eryri as it is properly known in Welsh, is a completely different situation. Temperatures at higher elevations may remain below freezing even during the day. A mixture of rain and snow is commonplace, and winds across the ridges can be fierce. If you have plans for Snowdonia today, prepare for full winter conditions. No exceptions, Belfast, 2 to 8 degrees. The Atlantic influence makes the weather wildly changeable. Within a single day, you could experience weak sunshine, drizzle, strong winds, and even snow flurries drifting on the breeze. February in Belfast averages 16 days of rain, over half the entire month. 53 millimeters total. Snow appears on 2 to 3 days, accumulating 25 millimeters. Belfast's winds tend to be stronger than most cities on the British mainland. Keep a waterproof jacket within arm's reach at all times. Right. Here is your survival guide for the 8th of February, and I want you to remember these 5 things. 1. Dress in layers. Thermal base layer, woolen jumper or fleece in the middle, windproof waterproof jacket on the outside. This is the single most effective strategy for surviving British winter weather. 2. Carry an umbrella, even if you think you do not need one. February weather in Britain changes with remarkable speed and absolutely no warning. 3. If you are driving, be extremely cautious during early morning and late evening. Frost on road surfaces across the north and Scotland could make conditions treacherous. Check your tyres, lights, and heating before you set off. 4. Your best window for outdoor activity today is between 11 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. That is when temperatures peak and you have the best chance of any sunshine, however feeble. 5. For the elderly, the very young, and anyone with underlying health conditions, keep warm, drink plenty of hot fluids, and avoid prolonged exposure. Cold, damp air aggravates respiratory complaints, and the sharp contrast between heated interiors and raw outdoor air can be a genuine shock to the system. Let me give you the final picture. The south of England, particularly London, is the mildest part of the country today by a comfortable margin at 12 degrees. The Midlands and the north sit at 7 to 8 degrees with overnight lows approaching freezing. Scotland is the coldest region with Glasgow carrying the highest snow risk. Wales and Northern Ireland are wet, sitting directly in the path of Atlantic weather systems. Average wind speeds nationally run at about 20 kilometers per hour, but coastal areas on the western and northern edges could see significantly stronger gusts. Now here is what I need you to do. Comment below with your location. I will come back and give you a personalized forecast. Share this with someone in your area who needs to see it. And if you found this useful, the next video drops tomorrow with the Monday forecast. And I can tell you right now, there is a significant weather system building over the Atlantic that could change everything for the middle of next week. You will want to see those numbers before they hit. Make sure you do not miss it. Stay warm, stay safe,